super excited to speak to you about Instagram ads. Now, if you've seen an Instagram ad before, it is a super powerful tool. It is your secret weapon to blowing up on Instagram. If you're scrolling through your newsfeed or you've been watching stories lately, you might have noticed an Instagram ad. And the reason that it's so powerful is that you can get your content in front of eyes that would not have seen your content otherwise. The same as with promoting your content and engaging with other accounts, the same thing goes with Instagram ads. Essentially, you can choose and target exactly who you want to see your content, even though they don't follow you or they've never heard about you before. Hundreds of thousands of people can see your content for a small investment. It's the cheapest and the highest return on investment that you can make when advertising anywhere in the world. Radio, TV, newspapers, flyers, nothing can compete with Instagram and Facebook advertising purely because of the cost. You can get thousands of clicks for a penny. So the goal here is to show you exactly how to use Instagram ads. And later on in this section of the course, we'll go through a walkthrough and create our own Instagram ad, create our first Instagram ad, and I'll show you how powerful the tool is. You can target people down to their exact location, to their buying habits, to their gender, to their interests. It is incredible. But we'll speak more on that later. Firstly, I just want to give you guys a bit of a rundown of the type of ads we get and how they look when they show up in your newsfeed. So there are four main ad formats. We've got photos, carousel, video, and story ads. Photo and carousel ads are essentially the same thing, but it's just exactly the same as a regular photo or carousel post that you would make on Instagram. So the photo would show up in your newsfeed, and the same with the carousel, except that you can swipe through multiple images in the newsfeed. A video ad is very similar as well, except that the video shows up in your newsfeed and it just plays automatically, which is amazing. And the same goes with stories, is while you're watching Instagram stories and swiping through the different stories, an ad might pop up and it looks just like a regular Instagram story. So I'm going to give you some examples of each so you can see what they look like. A photo ad, as you can see here, just as you're scrolling through the newsfeed, it'll show up exactly like a regular post with a few slight differences. So as you can see underneath the account name, it says sponsored. That means it's an ad. Unfortunately, there's no way of removing that. So people can see that it's an advert, but it is so minor that it doesn't bother anyone. Secondly, you can see that it says visit Instagram profile here at the bottom. That means you can include a call to action directly on your post, which is so powerful. So you can show this ad to thousands of people and they can click this and then visit your Instagram profile. So it won't take them off of the platform, it takes them directly to your account and they can follow you if they decide to do that. The same as with engaging and promoting our account in the way that I've shown you early on in this course. The same thing happens here, except that you can target thousands and thousands and thousands of people. So the great thing about this as well is that when you're buying an ad or running an advert, you can see that it says 215 likes here. That is a lot of likes for just a random advert. So you can get instant social proof. Again, working on what we spoke about earlier on in this course, you can get social proof so it gets people realizing that you are serious about what you're doing. This is an interesting post to some people. It might be interesting to you, so you might want to click on it. This is a great way to get those likes and those views and comments. Video ads are very similar to photo ads. As you can see, it just shows up in the Instagram newsfeed just as a photo would or a video would, with that sponsored tag on it and a call to action. Now, the great thing about video is that it's incredibly underrated and underused. Just like I mentioned in the beginning of this course, video is incredibly powerful. People aren't using it to its full potential yet, so this is a great time to jump in on using video. The reason is that time spent watching video online increases by 80% every single year. That is an insane statistic. That means people are watching more and more video content every single day. So by using video for your business, it can get tons and tons and tons of followers. So as you can see here with video, it shows views instead of likes, obviously because every single time someone scrolls past this, it counts as a view. And the great thing about that is that it's almost artificial social proof, because when someone views your content, they don't necessarily click that like button, but if they view it, that view gets counted. So you can get thousands of views on your video for a few cents, and people will think that this is an incredibly popular video. Maybe I should click on it, maybe I should comment on it, maybe I should visit this profile to see what this is about. And that is a great way to entice your viewers or entice these people that are viewing your content to then visit you and eventually follow you. Let's move on to story ads. Just like video ads, they play automatically, which is incredible. So there's no play button, there's nothing like that. So it's immediately in your viewer's face and they know what they're looking at. So as you can see, a story ad, the great thing about it is that you can sneak into other people's stories. It goes just like a newsfeed or just like the stories. While you're swiping away or tapping away left to right through the Instagram stories, bam, an ad will show up. And it just looks like a regular story, and your viewers will be able to see this, and you get your content in front of millions and millions of people. So as you can see here, there are over 400 million viewers of Instagram stories every single day. That means there are potentially 400 million people who could view your content every single day. That is an insane number again. Getting your content in front of that many people would be an absolute fortune on any other advertising platform. Now, the great thing about stories as well is that you get that swipe up link. So you don't need 10,000 followers to add links to your Instagram story. If you're just starting out and you have 0 followers, you can run an ad to an Instagram story and add that swipe up link. And you can get viewers to then visit your website or your product, or get them to that squeeze page and get them on your email subscriber list right off the bat. There's no waiting around for building up a following in order for you to get your content in front of eyes. And that is it. Those are the 4 main types of ads. Follow along for the rest of the walkthrough to creating your own advert. You set up your first Instagram ad, I thought I'd just prepare you guys a little bit more so that you have a better understanding of what we're using these ads for and how they can benefit your business. So before you start running an ad, or before you even think about running an ad, do you have a goal in mind for your business? What is the purpose of running these ads? When you're creating an ad, I see people create ads time and time again just for the sake of creating ads. It's become so easy to simply promote a post on Instagram that people just promote random posts because they think that it'll help their business, with no clear intention or clear goal in mind. We need to set a goal here so that we understand what our ads are doing, what they're doing for us, and then we can measure that goal at the end of our ad creation. If we create an ad without a goal in mind, we're just running ads for no reason at all and basically throwing money into the bottomless pit that is Mark Zuckerberg's pocket, or the creator of Facebook. So if you don't know yet, Facebook owns Instagram. They bought them out a few years ago. So when you run ads on Instagram, you can run them on Facebook as well, which is a great add to this simple ad creation platform. So what is your goal? Do you want more followers from creating this ad? Do you want more leads for your business? Do you want more people ringing your doorbell and getting on that call so that you can sell them something? Or do you want just direct sales from this advert? What is your goal? Ideally, because this is the course that we're creating, it's going to be for more followers. So what would you do to create more followers? Firstly, you'd have to entice the viewer or entice the person who's going to be looking at your ad and make them enjoy the content that you're putting in front of them. So don't put a random advert in front of them that is selling them something. If you want more followers, you need to almost tease them with the content that you have and show them what they could have. So you need to post your best content or have your best content ready in order to advertise that. For leads and sales, it's a little bit different. You could run a promotion the same way as you'd run a giveaway on Instagram that we spoke about earlier on in this course. You could run a giveaway, you could do a promotion or a sale or something like that on Facebook ads. So before we do that, we need to have these 3 things in mind. You need to understand what your budget is, who your demographic is, and do you have your content ready? Now, what do I mean by budget? Well, with Instagram ads, obviously it's a paid platform. It's a pay per click or pay per view or pay per impression. So essentially you're going to be giving money in exchange for viewership or an audience. So you need to set yourself a goal here as well so that you don't overspend and that you don't basically run yourself broke by just throwing money into Instagram ads. So we need to have a budget, either a daily budget in mind. How much are you willing to spend every single day, depending on how long you're going to run your ad? You could run your ad for 1 day, you could run it for a month, you could run your ad for an entire year if you really wanted to, which is not recommended. I'd say that at most you could run your ad for a month at most, depending on what sort of obviously promotion that you're running. Then your demographic, who do you have in mind? Are you selling to a specific person? If you remember earlier on in the course, we spoke about our avatar, but we'll talk about that in a second. And then content. what sort of content are you going to be putting in front of these people's eyes in order for them to want to view more and want to see more from you. So you need to have your content prepared before you create your ad. Next, we're going to talk about demographic a little bit more in depth. So, like I said earlier on in this course, we spoke about our ideal customer and our ideal avatar. So you built out that avatar, you knew what that person is, who you're selling to. It's essentially just the person who would walk into your store if you had a regular brick and mortar store. Who is that person? And then additionally to that, there's a ton of additional targeting options that you'll have, which I'll speak about when we go through the walkthrough as well, such as where are they located in the world? Are they local? Are they international? Is it in your country? Is it just in your city? Who are you targeting? What do their interests look like? What do they enjoy other than whatever the product is that you're selling? You'll remember that when we spoke about fitness, say you're selling fitness leggings, that person might also be interested in hiking, in cycling, maybe in tennis, some other sports. These are a range of interests that your audience might be interested in, other than the exact product that you're selling or the exact item that you're trying to get in front of your customers' eyes. And then finally, what do their behaviors look like? Are these people who travel a lot? Are they people who purchase online? Are they people who only use iPhones? Are they people who only use Androids? These are all the things you can target. For example, you could target someone who has recently gotten engaged. Maybe you're selling wedding gifts or proposal items or even wedding rings. You could target people who have recently been engaged because Facebook knows that information. They are the big brother of the world. They know more about you than you think you know about yourself at the end of it. And it's our opportunity to use that to our advantage because we are on the side of the advertiser now. So we have all of that information at our fingertips that we can use to our advantage. So we're in our Instagram Ads Manager, or in this case, our Facebook Ads Manager, because that's how we're going to be creating our ad, is through the Facebook Ad Manager, because Instagram is owned by Facebook. It's as simple as that. So I will paste a link in addition to this lesson in the course so that you can easily visit the Ads Manager page, but it's simply facebook.com/ads manager, and you'll get taken to this page. If you don't have an ads account yet, it's simple to create one. Just follow the steps. You'll have to link a payment method, and then you're able to basically create ads from there and run with it and create as many ads as your heart desires. So you'll be greeted with this page, and there are 4 tabs here. As you can see, account overview, campaigns, ad sets, and ads. We're going to be focusing on the campaigns tab. We're going to be setting up our first campaign, and within that campaign, we can set up ad sets and ads. But just for now, we're going to be on this tab for the start of the video. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on create. As you can see, it's above this tab here. I've blurred this out because these are ads that I've run in the past and we aren't using them at the moment. So I'm going to click on create. And once you click on this, it'll take you to this tab. You'll see this page and you'll be greeted with this. If it doesn't look like this, it means you're in the quick creation method. So make sure that you switch over to the guided campaign creation. So you can see here to switch to quick creation, make sure that yours looks exactly like this. If it is, then this is correct. So what we're going to do is, like I spoke about in the previous lessons, we're going to decide on what we want for our website or what we want for our ad. Do we want people getting sent to our website? Do we want engagement? Do we want likes or video views? Do we want lead generation? Do we want new people knowing about our business? Do we just want to reach people and get our brand awareness and brand reach up? In this case, we're going to create a traffic advert and send people to our website. We're going to create an ad around our coffee company business that we started at the beginning of this course, our fictional coffee company, which eventually could become a real coffee company, who even knows. So we're going to click on traffic. Now you'll get presented with these additional options here, and we're going to name our campaign. So I'm going to name it Coffee Company Instagram ad. That is purely for the use of this course. You should name your ads as best as you can so that you understand what they are, especially if you're running a ton of different ads. It can get very confusing very quickly if you've just got a bunch of ads running and you're not sure what each of them do. So I'm going to name this demo because it's for this course. So now I know that this is the demo ad that I created for this Instagram course. Then we have 2 other options here. We have a split test and an optimized budget. We're going to leave those unchecked. Those are advanced options that we don't really need to worry about just yet. We're going to go through the basic creation of an ad so that you can get one up and running as soon as possible and start generating your traffic. So you can click on continue, and then you'll get taken to the next tab. Now in this option of the ad creation, we're going to select our audience, our demographic, where we want our ads, and what our budget is. So we're going to start off by creating our ad set name. You can name this whatever you like. I prefer to go back to this after I've set up my ad so that I can name it accurately. So obviously we want to drive traffic to our website, so make sure that's clicked correctly over there. Then we're going to scroll down, we're going to ignore dynamic creative, we're going to ignore offer, and we're going to set up our audience. Now we can choose a location, so I'm going to clear this out. I'm going to add a location. Obviously we want Cape Town, so now you can target the exact city. And as you can see, we've got a little circle here showing our target range. You can adjust the range here. You can change the radius that you'd like to target. I'm going to leave it at the default of 25 miles around Cape Town because Cape Town is this area here basically. So we're going to be targeting everyone around here. Then you can add additional locations if you'd like, and you can also click this button to exclude certain locations. So say there might be an area within Cape Town that you don't like to target or that you don't want to target, you can simply add it here and then exclude it. I'm going to leave it at just Cape Town, and you can also change this. Everyone in this location, people who live in this location, people who have recently been in this location or are traveling in this location. Now the great thing about this is if you were to run a travel company or something like that, maybe you cater to people who are travelers or people who are tourists, then you could select the option people traveling in this location and cater specifically to those tourists. Then our age range, we're going to adjust this. Like I said before, it might be 18. I don't think we should go younger than that. We are selling coffee, and we can drop the age range to, let's say, 44. Now the reason we drop this is it'll bring our budget down. We can reach more people in this age range instead of spreading our budget across the entire 18 to 65 plus age range. Obviously we want to target men and women. We need to target people who are English speaking. South Africa is a very multilingual country. There are 11 official languages there, so using just English would help us, especially if we're targeting people who want to come to our English restaurant. Then detail targeting. This is where we can get really, really specific with our targeting for our ads. We can add anything. So if we click on browse, you can see we have options here: demographics, interest, and behaviors. We can choose demographics. We can choose people's education levels, whether they're in a relationship at the moment, what their work is. You can choose their industry. An example would be a relationship status. You could choose people who are engaged. That way you can target people who are about to get married, and you can sell them wedding rings, just as we spoke about before. Then with interests, we can target people's specific interests, whether they're interested in reading, music, TV, country music. You can target their hobbies. It's very, very specific. Pets. Maybe you're a pet store and you're targeting people who own dogs. You could click on that. We're going to target people who are interested in coffee and coffee houses. Now we've got two interests selected here in our targeting. We can then narrow down our audience or exclude people from our audience. So we could narrow down our audience to people who have recently purchased something online or clicked the purchase button. So as you can see here, people who have clicked on a call to action button that says shop now in the past week. So if we target that, you'll see it'll narrow down our audience and it's brought our reach down over here. We'll speak more about this in a second. Then you can obviously narrow it further and you can keep adding it down until you have a smaller audience. You can see my potential reach over here is 160,000 people. Now this is our overall audience size. You have this little gauge here. I'd suggest keeping it within the green range over here. Anything wider is too broad and you're targeting too many people, and anything to the left here in the red range, your audience is too specific, so you won't have that many people you're targeting and your budget will be going to waste. So keeping it in this range is very good. Then we can scroll down, we can add a connection type, we can see people who like our page, friends of people who like our page. So if we'd like to acquire new customers of people who have already visited our restaurant, for example, you could target something like this. Or if you want new customers entirely, you could exclude people who have visited your restaurant already. So we're going to leave that exactly where it is, and we're going to keep scrolling down. Now under placements, it's very important that you edit placements and don't leave it set to automatic. The reason being is that if you set it to automatic, it'll show this advert all around the web and all in a ton of different locations, but we want our ad just shown on Instagram. So I'll show you what I mean. Click on Edit Placements, scroll down, just leave it on all devices. I'd recommend targeting mobile and desktop. Even though people don't usually use Instagram on desktop, it doesn't hurt you to include that. It won't cost you any extra from your budget. So we're going to go down here and we're going to uncheck Facebook. We're going to uncheck Audience Network. We're going to uncheck Messenger, and we're going to leave Instagram checked. Now it's up to you whether you want to target stories and the newsfeed. We're going to target just the stories for now. Additionally to this, you could target Facebook feeds and Facebook. I wouldn't recommend targeting instant articles, suggested videos, and all of these other options. If you do want to target Facebook as well, select feeds alone. So let's click on that, just add it to our audience. As you can see, our reach went up and it didn't cost us anything extra. So we're going to scroll down, make sure that you have your audience selected, continue scrolling down, leave all mobile devices selected. I don't know why you'd want to go for Android or iOS unless you're selling an app or getting people to download an app. Therefore, if your app is only available for Android or iOS, then you'd select that. Only connected to Wi-Fi, so you could target people who are only connected to a Wi-Fi connection. And the reason you might want to do this is maybe you're offering an advert with a large download attached to it or something like that. Then that would make sense to make sure that people are connected to Wi-Fi and you don't waste their data. Scrolling down again, here we get to talk about our budget and schedule. So we're going to set our daily budget to around $5. You can go less, you can go more than this. I'd recommend starting with around $5, even $4 or $3. And then depending on the performance of your ad, you could then increase it. So I'm going to set it to $5 daily, and you can leave the schedule of your ad to run continuously if you plan on stopping it in the future. If not, you can set a start and end date. So we're going to set a start and end date. We're going to start on the 8th of January and we're going to end on the 10th of January. There we go. As you can see, we're going to be running our ad for 2 days and it will cost us no more than $10 because our daily budget is set to $5. Alternatively, you could change your daily budget to a lifetime budget and then increase that if you'd like. So if we were to put $10 here, you'll see that it'll still run for 2 days and our budget will be $10. If we continue scrolling, you can optimize for ad delivery. We can remove this for now because we're not worrying about that. You can close that. We're optimizing for link clicks or impressions or daily unique reach. So we want our optimization for link clicks. We want more people to click our link and visit our website. So we're going to click on that. You can ignore bid strategy for now. Facebook will automatically determine this for you. Run ads all the time or run ads on a schedule. If you are targeting people for a reason that they'd only be viewing your ad during the day, you could select a set schedule and choose to run your ads only during the daytime or only at night, depending on where you're running your ads. Once you're done with all of this, go ahead and click continue. Now we get to the creative part of creating our advert. As you can see, we can change our ad name here. So I'm going to change it to buy one, get one free, because that is the promotion that we'll be creating this advert for. Oh, let's fix that. Buy one, get one free. And then you have to select your Facebook page. So obviously here you'd select this drop down and select the page that is linked to your Instagram account. So I'm going to go ahead and select Sheldon Evans Photography. And as you can see, my Instagram account is linked already. You could add your Instagram account if you haven't linked it yet. Then scroll down and we're going to choose our format for our ad. Now you could go carousel, single image, or single video. I'd recommend sticking to these three because these are the ones that work for Instagram. Slideshow and collection only apply to Facebook, so we don't have to worry about those for now. So just as I spoke about earlier in the course, we can use a video or a carousel or a single image. We're going to use a single image for this ad. Scroll down. And you could browse a library if you've already uploaded images in the past, or you could check out Facebook's free stock images. We're going to upload an image that I've created just for this advert. Open. That'll upload the image for us. And while that's doing that, we can select the type of ad that we're going to be creating. So as you can see, this is what it'll look like. Obviously, this is the page that makes no sense for this advert because I'm not using the Cape Town Coffee Co. account because we don't have a Facebook page yet. But if we did, it would be showing up here. So I'm just using this as a placeholder for now. Then we can enter some text. If we'd like to add some text to the Instagram caption, we could add something like, "This weekend opening special, buy one coffee, get one free. And you can add emojis to this as well if you'd like, depending on what your business is about. So I'm going to add that. As you can see, it shows up here what it looks like on Facebook. If you click this little arrow here, you can go through the different options of what it looks like on the desktop news feed, what it looks on the Instagram feed, and what it'll look like on Instagram stories. So as you can see, we've got an Instagram story ad running here and a newsfeed option. Now, as you can see, it's cropped slightly for the Instagram story. That's because our image is a square. So if you do want to advertise on Instagram stories, I'd recommend going up to the top here and using a different image for Instagram stories. So if you click on this, it'll give you an option to upload a different image that is scaled for Instagram stories. As you can see here, you've got the resolution set right for you. So make sure that you set your images to that size and you can upload it directly to your story. Then if you scroll down here, you can edit your Instagram stories background color if you'd like to match it, but I can see that it's already picked it quite well with that orange, which matches the image. If we continue scrolling, we can change the headline. This headline is usually used on Facebook. As you can see here, that's where the headline will be, and that's where the headline will be. So we're going to change our headline to buy one, get, let's correct that, buy one, get one free. And as you see, it'll change our headline there on the right. Then we can adjust our call to action. So we've got a ton of call to actions here, from no buttons at all, to sign up, to subscribe, to buy, to get offer. I'd recommend leaving the learn more option. It is a soft sell. It's not hard selling like we spoke about before. So you aren't getting your audience to worry about spending money just yet unless they were to click the shop now option. We are giving something away. So let's just click on learn more and give that as a soft sell option. Then we can change the display link. So where would people be visiting? So it might be something like www.capetowncoffee.co or capetowncoffee.co, whatever our website is, / buy one, get one. Obviously, this depends on where you're sending your customers. This isn't a real domain. This is just for the use of this course. So then we could then adjust the newsfeed link description, which is right below here. And we could just say 1 day only promotion or something along the lines of limited offer. We've got a little bit of urgency included in our advert to get people to click our link as soon as they can. Then we're going to continue scrolling and click confirm. There's a link field missing. Let's fix this error. I'm sure there we go. So we obviously had the display URL down here, the display URL. Let's just copy that and paste it in the website URL. So that is the link that our customers will get sent to. We can scroll down again and you can see we've fixed all of those errors. We can go ahead and click confirm. Now your ad won't run immediately. It will take a couple hours. It might even take up to a day, depending on how new your ad account is, for Facebook to approve your ad. They need to make sure that you're running within their guidelines, that you're obeying all the rules, and then that you're not doing anything illegal. Once your ad is approved, it'll change from in draft here to active, and your ad will be running. And just like that, as you can see, our ad is currently in review. So now we're waiting for Facebook to approve this advert, and once they've done it, we're going to start getting views on our advert, and it's going to get shown to millions and millions of people. Hope you enjoyed that walkthrough. You can see how simple it is to set up an ad and start running it and start making money with that Instagram account.